Hey fellow YouTubers, this is N0AGI. So I had some weird YouTube audio video mix-up issues in the previous posting of this video. So I'm redoing this particular video segment again. So I'm hoping this will land exactly how I had planned for it to. So let's get started. I'm here to do a short video on the MNDMR dashboard. I want to do a quick walkthrough and also talk about how to enable certain browser settings to take full advantage of the full behavior of the MNDMR dashboard service. So if you're new to MNDMR, MNDMR is a Minnesota's first in-house DMR repeater C-bridge system. It's owned and operated by KD0YRF Bill. And the MNDMR dashboard is really a supporting tool and a web service for the MNDMR community, both for the repeater owners as well as for the user community at large. So how do you get to MNDMR dashboard? I'll provide the links to in the description section, but just go into dash.mndmr.net, and dash is spelled out dash.mndmr.net, and that should bring you to this web page here. You can also go to our mndmr.net landing page and then go from there. So I have the mndmr.net landing page here, and you can go into the repeaters menu and then go to MNDMR dashboard and then get to it from there also. But let's get started with the MNDMR dashboard. When you first log into or open up the page, what you will see is a view that looks something like this. As of today, we have about 7 repeaters in our MNDMR C-bridge. And what you're seeing here is the dashboard analytics view or visual of the data that's sitting behind the C-bridge for those 7 repeaters, and also the users that interact and use those 7 repeaters on the C-bridge. So the visual is fairly self-explanatory, so there's nothing complicated going on. When you look at the visual, it's fairly easy to understand what it's trying to describe. So just to give you an example, if you look at this pie chart here, it talks about the airtime or the talk time of users that were on the MNDMR C-bridge repeaters. So this visual is obviously very specific to the repeaters that are registered in the MNDMR C-bridge. But what I really want to spend some time here on is on the choices you have at the bottom here. Okay, by default, the mndmr.net website works on both Windows, Internet Explorer, as well as on Google Chrome just fine. The default behavior works just fine. And the default behavior is the show recent activity report and the show loss report, okay? So let me first talk about the show recent activity report, and I'll get to the loss report eventually. The show activity report, or the recent activity report, talks about the individual line items of airtime of users interacting with the repeaters on the MNDMR C-bridge. It talks about things like what was the duration, was there any loss, packet loss, what the signal strength was, or RSSI, talk group name, the time slot name, the repeater name, and so on and so forth. So for example, what you're seeing here in this case, there was a 1% packet loss for this particular line item. So anything beyond, anything 1% and above will be reported as loss in the dashboard, okay? And they'll be highlighted with the red color. Let's talk about the loss, packet loss. 9 times out of 10, packet loss occurs when a user goes beyond the coverage area for that repeater that he or she's on. Okay, that's fairly straightforward. So there's nothing to worry about. But I think where the value comes for this visual is really when, let's suppose you purchased a new repeater and you put it up on the air and you're consistently seeing packet losses and for whatever reason, this visual kind of helps you understand or see that loss, number one, and then kind of gives you a warning or some sort of an alert to go look into that more, because if there's a consistent packet loss, probably there is a feed line issue or a connector issue or a coax or a duplexer issue, whatever be the case. I think it'll be important for you to go take a look into that. And if you were a user and if you purchased a new radio and if you're seeing a consistent packet loss, that's probably because it's not tuned right, or maybe the battery is low that's causing the power level to go low. So there could be many issues there too. So this visual is really used for debugging purposes, and that's why we built it. So we can debug issues when we were testing MNDMR.NET CBridge. And anyway, so it's there. If you want to use it, it's available. Okay, and I typically turn it off and I don't use it unless when I need to, when I'm testing a repeater or a radio. Okay, so that's the loss report and the activity, recent activity report. So let's go into the show real time. Before I go there, I want to bring you to the MNDMR CBridge real time minimal watch page. What you're seeing here is the view of real-time activity of across the DMR landscape. So we have enabled that feature through this checkbox here called the show real-time activity. Our goal is to replicate what you see here in the MNDMR minimal watch into the MNDMR dashboard, so you have a single one-stop shop for everything you need from a dashboard requirement standpoint. So let me check the box, and what will happen is you don't see anything. I don't see anything. I don't see any refresh or any data show up. Well, that is because there are a couple of settings that we need to change in the browser. You can make these changes both on the Windows Internet Explorer as well as Google Chrome. It's a lot easier to make those changes in the Internet Explorer rather than on Google Chrome. So I'm going to show it to you on Internet Explorer. What it is for the real-time activity to work, we need to enable what's called a cross-domain scripting. And it's a feature that's by default disabled in all of our browsers, be it Chrome or Internet Explorer or whatever be it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make that change in the browser, in the Internet Explorer browser. To do that, go into the Tools menu up on the top left corner here and select Internet Options. Okay. If you don't see this menu bar, which some people have reported that they don't see this, it's fairly straightforward. Go to this top right-hand corner in this open space, right-click, and select that menu bar checkbox. Okay, and that should show the menu for you. So just go into Tools menu and select Internet Options, and then go into the Security tab, the second tab, and then click on Trusted Sites. Okay, and after you do that, click on the Sites button, and then the name for your URL for the MNDMR dashboard should automatically pre-populate in that text box. Before you click on the Add button, make sure you uncheck this box and click on the Add button and click Close. Before you hit OK, one thing I would like for you to confirm is go into while the Trusted Sites option is selected, go into Default Level, and make sure the default level is either at the medium level or medium low or low. In my case, I like to leave it at low level because obviously I trust these sites. So I'm going to leave it at low and hit OK. So right now, once I do that, you may need to close off the browser and reopen the browser and go back into the MNDMR dashboard. So be prepared for that. If you don't still see this bottom section show up, that's probably because that's probably why. You want to close off your browser and open another instance of the browser and go back to the dashboard, and then make sure you check the box. So once you check the box, you will see these two sections here, which is pretty much the same as the minimal watch. With that, thank you so much for watching. We'll talk soon.